Hey everybody, it's Yo Taylor back here at the Style Table on My Style Mondays. I am here with the fabulous Karen Williams-Thompson. She is the CEO of Beyond Limits Global Consultancy. She is a life and business strategist and coach. She's going to share with us her journey about how she became a business and strategy coach. She has a wealth of experience, so she can help you. And you guys know I am always on here cheering on coaches, life coaches, business coaches. Sometimes we want to say to ourselves, man, I really, is it worth the money? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes because you're throwing the spaghetti at the wall, seeing what sticks, and hopefully, coach is kind of like I always say, what you don't pay on the front, you're going to pay on the back. So instead
Very
of blowing money, go ahead and get a coach who will help you set you up for success with a strategy so you can get the job done the first time, right the first time, and keep growing. So without further ado, Karen, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Yolanda. It's really, really a pleasure to be here with you and to be on the style table. Just absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, Karen, please tell us your journey. We all like to hear women's stories and how they ended up becoming entrepreneurs or starting organizations or their passions and hobbies, but we always like the backstory. So we'd like to hear how you started this consultancy.
Why, thank you so much for that question. And stories are what we're all about. They're just interwoven into the very fabric of life. And my story started many years ago in corporate at a senior level where I held responsibility for several Fortune 500 brands. One that you may be more familiar with would be things like Colgate Palmolive and Kimberly Clark. And I was not only responsible for the teams and the marketing strategy, but also making sure that the vision of the brand was maintained and executed. The biggest joy for me in everything I did was always my team. People used to marvel at how I would get my team to just show up anytime, day or night. It was really awesome, but it was where I found my greatest joy. Later on, if we fast track this story, the company went through some restructuring and my position was made redundant. And in that moment, I saw it as an opportunity to pursue one of my dreams, which was always to start my own company. So I went ahead and I became certified as a coach. That was both exhilarating, inspiring, scary. It was everything at once, especially when I had to make my first speech in front of a room full of people that I did not know at all. I was like, oh my goodness. But I had the sweet people. Everybody was there. We did each other before, but they were all rooting for you. You got this, Karen. You got this. So I
That's
did that.
awesome.
And, and then when I came back to Barbados, I was made an offer to go back into corporate, and in that moment, limiting beliefs as they do sprung up, and doubts crept in. Are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you're ready? Is this the right time? You've got commitments. Your son is at college. You've got all these things going on. Is this really the right time? And at that time in my life, I actually gave into those limiting beliefs, and I went back into corporate. Only then, in 2021, as a direct result of COVID, faced with redundancy again. So, in that moment, I put up my hand in full surrender and said, okay, Father, I hear you. We're going forward on this journey. And that brought me into this journey of registering my company, Beyond Limits Global Consultancy, starting my online business, and really getting to do every day what I truly love to do, empowering women to say yes to themselves. So that's part of my journey so far.
All right. So sometimes we get signs that are telling us this is where we need to be. And your sign was to like restructured and then another restructuring. So that's the sign. And doing what you love is amazing. And it's definitely fulfilling. And I can tell that you
Mhm.
love it.
I do. Yes.
Now, your central home is the Barbados.
It is. I live right here in Barbados, beautiful Barbados. I can't wait for you to come and visit. But yes,
Oh my
I am
gosh.
in Barbados.
And so you get to enjoy that's the thing about having your own business. You can be wherever you want and build your business, which is great. And COVID taught us that. COVID taught us that we had to do that. We had to make
Hmm.
that.
Yes.
We had to do that. And so, how is I mean, how do your clients respond when if they're sitting somewhere cold and there you are
Well,
with the
funny that you
breeze
should
blowing
mention.
on Zoom? Do you wear clothes that are like like something fabulous, like a caftan or something? They're sitting there like, okay, I hate you right now. I'm here in
It's
a
so
big
funny.
sweater.
So funny that you should say that. I was at a meeting and all of my colleagues were dressed in the winter gear. And someone then said, announced in the meeting, Karen is really showing off. Look at her in a strap dress. And it was one without sleeves, nice and everything. But they were
Yes.
so envious because they're saying, "Oh, she's down there in all that sun. We're here buttoned up in the turtlenecks, the sweaters, the jackets, the everything." So I really do a blend. I'm a person that loves color. I love flow and I love ease. Comfort for me is something that's important, and I like style that really just complements me. But I love colors. I love the hues of pinks and oranges and blues. I really just, and my brand also represents that. I'm a full Caribbean woman. I really embrace color, but my style for work is not fully corporate anymore unless
Right.
the meeting so dictates that. Something of a blend. So I'm not like full on casual either, unless I'm doing a live or something and I'm directly at the beach and it relates to that. But somewhere in between there. But comfort and color, two things that are important to me.
So with your clients, I know you're down there, but do they ever request that you come to the cold places?
No,
And do you have any
not
cold clothes left?
well. I don't really have any cold clothes, but I do have sweaters and jackets in case the need arises because anything can happen and opportunities like that would be most awesome and welcome. But I haven't had one as yet. So feel free, anyone. But my clients, yes, are global. I've worked with persons all across the globe. I work primarily with women. Not that I don't work with men, but I work primarily with women. And my reason for this is in all of my encounters and my conversations with women, one thing that has stood out, the common thread has been women put everything and everyone else before them. So they
Yes.
put their careers, they put their families, they put their partners, and then they reach that point in their life and they're saying, I wish I had. Oh, why didn't I? I really would have loved to. And so, what I really do is show you how, with some strategic planning and with setting intentional goals and steps, how you can say yes to you. So, my primary program is Say Yes to Your Dreams. And the yes means you escape settling because we don't have to settle. As women, we can have it all. We just need to plan strategically for it. And we can be that partner, we can have the business, and we can have time just for ourselves as well. So it's all about helping women to put the overwhelm aside, quieten those limiting beliefs and those thoughts, and really amplify that voice of saying yes to you.
Yes, I love that. I love that. I always say if women just because we do so much and we're doing so much for our families and friends and communities, if we wrote down all the things that we did basically in one day, at the very bottom of that list would be something for ourselves.
That I have to apologize for that noise, but where I am, like 3 minutes from the airport, so that's a plane that's going in that you heard. That's what that
You know
is.
what? And listen, we all should be on that plane going down to
For
the
sure.
Barbados right now because it's supposed to be spring, but It is still cold. I'm pretending
Yes.
up here. I had to put something on to feel like I was in someplace warm. Um, but yeah,
I've been hearing
we all
that
should
a
be
lot
on
of
that
things to
plane.
be taken for sure. For sure.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, taking care of women. So you help women with their mindset of it's okay to put yourself first. It's
Yes.
okay to
Hmm.
do this thing for yourself. And the life coaching helps them get to the business coaching, right? Or is it how do you interweave the two? Or do you have to start like, okay, we've got to do the life coaching first and then we can get to the business because until you get your mind right, you can't really apply what you learn to its fullest capacity in the business sense. Is that correct? Or what is your
That is
strategy?
correct. That is correct. Well, I like to look at the person holistically. So the person coming into the business is you. So the life part of it is as important as the business part of it. So a coach really helps you to be able to identify your core strengths. But also, because it's someone now that's looking in, that person can also help you identify any areas that need growth, any areas of opportunities. So one of the things that I do when I work with women is really help them get absolute clarity. And I say
Mhm.
this because I believe fundamentally that this is a very important step. There are many times when we come into something and it felt right at the time. It's working for
Mhm.
us, it's paying the bills, it's giving us the lifestyle that we kind of think that we want. But when you
Yeah.
talk further and you start to peel back the layers and you say, is this what really gives you happiness? A lot of times it's not. So the first things that
Mm.
we really do is to get clarity. And persons say, well, do I need a coach for that? But you do. Your coach is that person who is the confidant, that person who you can have that trusted space. It's a safe space where you can explore all of those thoughts and those limiting beliefs that may have been holding you back. And when you're able to move those limiting beliefs, because we all have them, so let's just put that out there. We all have them, but how we
Yes.
all manage them is what makes the difference. So when
Right.
you are able then to manage the limiting beliefs so that you can get those out of the way, you are able then to identify and set goals for yourself. Goals that will stretch you, but goals that are going to allow you to live the life that you have imagined for yourself, whether that is financially, whether that is time. Because again, in every conversation I have had with the woman, there are two things that they've all said that they wanted: more time and more money, so that they can have the life that they want, so that they build the legacies that they want to, so that they can look after their families and not have to be worried about it. So those are two very important things that women have been sharing are really, really important to them. But the beautiful thing about having a coach, whether it's for life or for business, is the accountability.
Yeah.
Because when we look at the persons who are very successful in life, the truth is someone is holding them accountable. And being held accountable sets you up for the success that you really, really want to have. And that's also a big factor in my program. When my program is actually finished, you can do the program with me either for 3 months or 6 months. Whichever
Mhm.
one you choose, which is better for you, there is an accountability package that is tied to that. So I don't leave
Mhm.
you. What happens is you finish a program and you're all excited and everything is bubbling and flowing, and then life happens and you're like, oh my goodness. So the accountability, just knowing, just having that peace of mind of knowing, you know what, I know that I'm going to be meeting up with my coach and we're going to have the opportunity to just put all of these things out here on the table. That helps to ease that overwhelm. That helps to just calm it down and help you to stay focused on the present. So, really, to answer your question, the life coaching is as important as the business. The business coaching, once we have dealt with the life coaching, then you're able to accelerate your progress in the business because you've done the foundational work.
And there's so much, I mean, even with my business too, there's so much that you have to be ready for the foundation, having the foundation, because it's sometimes it's hard. Like, style is very personal. In some cases, women, we've been through things, serious health issues, relationship issues that causes us
Yeah.
to maybe not want to, or too afraid, or apprehensive about expressing our self through style, because style is to me creative. It's a chance to be creative, and you may push that aside if you haven't worked on some of the internal things
Hmm.
that might be holding you back. Yeah, that
Yeah.
inside is everything. Um,
Yes.
I just I just can't say enough about coaches having that third party. Your friends are like, "Yeah, girl, you can do it. Yeah, you got this." And, "Oh yeah, try this." And your friends are like sending you all these things. "Okay, try this," or, "This person's doing this," and that might not be for you. And that's why a coach is going to help you. And as a wardrobe strategist, we're going to take that time as strategists to help you create a process and think about things deeper, on a deeper level. Is this really you?
Hmm.
And not what you think is you may really not be truly that thing. And that third person, the person that doesn't know you as well, they're going to give it to you in a more straight up kind of way that's more honest and authentic. Not that your friends aren't being authentic, because they authentically love you. They
Yes.
love you with their whole
Mhm.
heart, and they want everything good for you. But a coach is going to dig a little deeper and ask you some more pressing questions that your
Yes.
friends might not think about.
You're absolutely correct about that. Coach do ask some very strategic questions, some very intentional questions. And the main reason for that is to help you to really look within, because Yolanda, all of the answers are already within you. But you just may not have had the right question to actually start. I tell my clients it's like we're peeling back the layers of an onion. We're going to keep peeling them back until we get to the actual core. Because when you have that clarity and you have that understanding, everything else starts to fall into place. And when you have a coach, you are right. Your friends love you, your friends want the best for you, but they may not hold you accountable. They may tell you things like, "You sure this is for you now? You sure you want to be doing this? Well, who's going to buy that? You're really going to leave home in that outfit?" Because they're thinking that they want the best for you.
Right.
Having third eye, as you mentioned, that's
Yeah.
someone who is not in the picture frame. That's someone who is looking in, who can actually see the possibilities and see the potential, but more importantly, help you to see them. Because when you see those possibilities in yourself, guess what? Your confidence grows. And when you're feeling more confident, you are more courageous. You're willing to take action. You're willing to step out of your comfort zone. And boom, as soon as you step out of your comfort zone, your growth is going to happen. Things are going to start falling into place. And this is part of the beauty of coaching, having someone that can help you be so reflective, creating that space so that when things do happen, because I promise you, once you make a plan, and I'm sure that as a wardrobe strategist, you have encountered this so many times. You
Yeah.
make a plan and you get there and the zip runs off, or a thread catches something and the hem comes down, a heel comes off a shoe. I mean, I
Yes.
have seen these. So
Yes.
always say life happens.
Life
But that is
happens.
why you have a wardrobe strategist, because she then knows what to do in a situation like this, who to turn to, how to pivot. The same thing with a life and business coach, because we've been there and we've done that. We know how to pivot, we know how to help you accelerate the process so that you don't have to go through all of
Yeah.
the ins and outs and ups and downs. You get to ascend that ladder of success quicker, sooner, with less overwhelm, with less anxiety. And that is what is so important.
And the coaching part is also a part of your self care, I believe, because it takes away your stress. When you have a plan that you didn't have to come up with and see if it works, it's already been researched, it's already been developed. It's like a turnkey system. Your coach will have a system laid out specifically for you and your goals that will set you up for success without you having to come up with all of this stuff. You're already set up for success. You're just checking off the box. Okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And at the end of the day, you'll realize that you're glad your friends and family are cheering you on. They're going to be cheering you on. But guess what? You're going to be cheering yourself because you're going to start seeing your success and you're going to be your biggest cheerleader. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And in that, your momentum, you're building momentum because you're actually seeing the success happen for you. And so in seeing that momentum allows you then to celebrate. And I'm a big advocate for celebrating every win, no matter
yeah.
how small, no matter how
Mhm.
big, celebrate every accomplishment. Because the truth is this, you are not competing with anyone. All you are doing is building the legacy so that you are better than you were yesterday. You're building on that growth. You're building on whatever it was before, and just walking towards that vision that you have for yourself of the life that you have always imagined that you wanted. Because one thing I know for a fact, everyone has a dream of what they want and how they want it. So as a coach, my role is to help you to get there because I know it's possible. I know you can have it all. It's just how are we going to get there? And a lot of times we tell ourselves, oh, we don't know how, or you spoke about it earlier, we think about the investment. But think about if you don't take the steps, where will you be? If you don't take the action, what's going to happen? Where will you be in a year, 2 years, 3 years, if you keep doing it the way you're doing it now or do nothing at all? So, those are some of the thoughts to really reflect on.
It's easy to get become complacent. You can get, and
Mhm.
I'm speaking for my own self and uh, being someone who worked for 31 years and then to start. I've started businesses before while I was trying to work, but while I was doing it while I was working, it was like okay, my job was kind of that crutch, so I didn't have that pressing like I need to do this. I need to do this.
Mhm.
I don't want to have any regrets. But doing it now, a lot of you guys who are watching are over 40 and it's your second life's adventure. And if I had not have had a coach to kind of like go ahead and press that button and help just go ahead and give me that push, I'm telling you, I would not have been on this journey that I'm taking, which has been so fulfilling, so exciting. I'm doing what I love. I am living my best life. I'm enjoying it. I'm so proud of myself. I am loving the community that I'm building and
Nice.
being of service to others. But that coach helped me because I could have been easily complacent. And COVID helped me really put the pedal to the metal. But I will say having that coach put that foot on the accelerator got me off the sidelines and into the game.
I absolutely agree with you. And I've had a similar experience. I've worked with different coaches, and the coach that I am working with now, her energy, her vibrancy, she's always saying, Karen, you've got this. Even when I'm saying, no, 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 I cannot possibly get this. And she says, no, you've got this. You can do this. This is what we're going to do. This is how it's going to be. And then you do it. And I was like, okay, it wasn't that bad after all. But you're right. It's like having your own personal cheerleader. That
Yeah.
person who is going to, but it's a cheerleader who is doing it from a place of serving with love. It's a cheerleader who is going to call you out when you don't do what you said you're going to do because you have set the goals that you wanted to achieve. So this cheerleader now, aka your coach, is going to call you out when you say, but I thought you said this is what you wanted. So what are we doing? And sometimes that's just what we need because you will have moments when, like you said, you get complacent and you'll relax a little bit and everything. But when you know that you're going to have that call and they're going to be expecting, well, Yolanda, have you done this, and that? You don't want to be saying no. You've already invested here heavily. You don't
Yeah.
want to be saying no. So you know what? You show up And that's what it's all about, taking action. You actually just show up. So having a coach has been, that's been a phenomenal change in my life. Really, it has been for me. And as a coach, I always have a coach, somebody who's there to take me to the next level and then the next level, because growth is continuous. We don't ever stop
It
growing or
is.
learning.
Coaches have coaches, you guys. You know, Oprah has
Yes.
coaches. I mean, the successful people have coaches,
Mhm.
and whether you get a life coach just to help you figure things out and make changes in your personal life, or whether it's a business coach to help you gain access to resources and changing your thought process on how to do this thing. I mean, just everything from, you know, what platform should I use to showcase my business? What, you know, what would you recommend? They've already done that research, and they're going to
Mhm.
create a proposal and a platform just for you, just specifically for you, which is great. It makes, I'm telling you, it takes a lot of work off of you.
Yes. It really, really does. And it becomes a partnership, because you know this is someone that you trust. This is someone who um, holds your secrets, your dreams that you want to achieve. And that relationship, then once it's one that's working, once you know you're in alignment, you have your values and you're connected to them. Because I spoke about accountability and I spoke about calling you out, but that's the other thing that the coach does, you know, make sure that the values that you have identified that are important to you, that they are in alignment with the goals that you have identified for yourself. So that when there's any disconnect, your coach can help you get the realignment back in place, because you will need that realignment in order to have the success. And I don't see coaching as a cost at all. For me, it is really an investment in myself. It's like
Yeah,
part of my self care routine. Because if I asked you, what price would you pay on personal growth, where you step into your fullest potential and really be the best person that you are being called to be right now in this season of your life, what price would you put on that? So,
right.
coaching would be a cost.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I invested in myself, and I love sharing stories, and I love having people who do this work on my show and sharing, having you share your stories with people, because it really, I always learn something. I always learn something,
Yeah.
always learn something more. I love how you decided to couple the life coaching with the business coaching. Um, Usually you find one person does one thing or the other, but coupling those things really makes a difference, because you can't get
Mhm.
to one side without the other. That is a
Exactly.
fact. And that's even when we're in your closet. You
Yeah,
say, no, you don't need that. You're like, no, I need it.
I know I could so relate to that. Yep, yep, yep.
Oh
Or
my
you have
God.
this favorite one that you really just want to hold on to. Yes.
Right. Right. I have a strategy, and that's just to clear the weeds out so you can see what's in your closet, and you can see your future style, your future look, your future. And
Mhm.
I'm the icing. I always say the coach, the life coaches and business, I'm the icing on the cake.
Yes,
I'm the icing on the
absolutely.
cake.
Absolutely. You have to have the style then, so that you are showing up in this business just as you want to look. In the same way, and that's a very important point that you're making, because in the same way that we create a brand strategy for the business, you choose your colors, you choose your logo, you dress the business. You also need to make sure that you dress yourself, that you create the image that you want people to identify you with. Absolutely spot on there.
Yeah, and that image may not be what your friends and your family are used to seeing. They're going to see a new you and new energy. And sometimes, you know, some people might fall away because they're not used to the new you and seeing the new you and your new energy. But the right people will still be there and they'll still be cheering you
Yeah.
on and think that you're this wonderful, fabulous person and will be there forever. So,
Yeah.
and on that note, Karen is going to tell us how we can get in contact with her. She, after the end of the show, I'm going to have her put all of her information in the comments because I think coaches are, they're coaches, like they're wardrobe stylists everywhere, they're coaches everywhere. But you know what? Sometimes hearing a person, seeing a person, really listening to them, you connect with that person. And that's how you know that's the right coach for you. And
Yes. Yes.
and it really is, that personal touch. And I love Karen's energy. I love how she shares her information, and she's all positive, which is fantastic. And she's going to share how you can get in contact with her at the end of this. So she's going to tell us right now, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me on LinkedIn, Karen Williams Thompson. You can find me. I would love to have you as part of my community. You can also find me on Instagram at Beyond Limits Global Consultancy, and similarly for Facebook, you will find me there. Those are the areas that I hang out mostly right now. Definitely, second half of the year we'll be expanding further, but right now you can definitely reach me on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and on Facebook, and I'll be sure to put the links into the comments.
And you guys know where you can find me. I am at thestyletable.com. I'm on Facebook at the Style Table LLC, and also on YouTube, where you can see Karen and many other fabulous women talking about their business and their style. I have a couple guys on there too, but mostly women talking about their business, their style, and how style plays an important part of their business. So, again, please subscribe to my channel, my YouTube channel. I really appreciate the support. I'm also on LinkedIn and Instagram. So, we will see you next week, every Monday at 7 p.m. on My Style Mondays. Bye, you guys.
Thank you so much, Yolanda. It was wonderful being here and really, really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
I need to get down to the Barbados.